If you're new to my channel, my name is Adrienne. I am a former teacher turned homeschool mom who loves to do research and learn about ways that you can support the body naturally. And I like to reject the status quo usually, and a little bit rebellious streak in me. So I love to look into things that are not typical and try them out. And a lot of times things that are buried really deep are really good ideas and things that you should be doing anyway. So kind of like a little discovery for lost treasures and the way that people used to live that for some reason we abandoned along the way. So let's dive in. So first, let's talk about why oils get a bad rap or a bad reputation. Again, it's all a misunderstanding. They're usually associated with lots of other forms of alternative medicine. So if you go on Pinterest and type in essential oils, you're gonna get a whole gamut of things that come up, and there might be some witchcraft that comes on there. So it's just kind of lumped in with all of these things. Depending on your personal convictions, you may or may not agree with using crystals for healing, talking about chakras, which are just your energy centers in the body, or using like an energy healing. So just because it's in that general classification or lumped with those things doesn't necessarily mean that it is the same. So if you are against witchcraft and you see essential oils pop up in that same feed, don't think that they're just associated just because of that. Because you can use things for bad and you can use things for good. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. It also feels kind of unscientific if you trust conventional medicine and you've only known conventional medicine and going to the doctors. They have their place. We will get into that towards the end of this video. However, essential oils do have their place. They just seem to be a little misleading sometimes when you do just general searches for them. Another big one is like over-promising or over-marketed claims. A lot of people can go on social media and overshare and do lots of things that kind of discredit some really good things. So if you are skeptical like me and you see someone posting how this oil completely cured their anxiety, or this oil completely detoxed their entire body and they feel like they're 20 again and they're 60, that might raise some red flags for you, and it might just kind of have you write off essential oils completely just because of what that one person posted. There's also lots of feelings, I'll say, wrapped around like MLM companies who might sell essential oils. So just kind of put that in the back of your mind and try and look past all of that, because you might be missing out on some great things if you allow what certain people are posting and doing to kind of write off an entire thing. Also, the science around essential oils may not be super obvious. There's not a lot of funding for natural forms of medicine because a lot of the funding comes from pharmaceutical companies who are making money off of their medicine. So when you get into the natural wellness and that kind of side of things, there's not a lot of funding for studies. So it's going to be kind of hard to find really good, accurate studies that are done with natural forms of medicine just because of the funding issues. Oils do have real chemical properties. I'm really trying to not get too geeky on this video, so I'm gonna rein myself in. They do affect lots of areas in your body, especially your brain, and they can even help your immune system, your skin. Basically all areas of your body can be affected by essential oils. So if you don't have a great understanding of chemistry and how things work in the body, it may seem like essential oils are kind of like this magical thing. And again, if you're not into witchcraft or all that, then that might just be a turnoff, but it's not. It's just a misunderstanding. So think about essential oils as like subtle changes in your body. So you might notice if you're using lavender essential oil that you could feel calmer. Or you might notice when you clean your house using lemon, the home just feels fresher, or your moods might be different. So they're just very subtle things that change with essential oils, and that's really hard to measure on a scientific study. So again, you're gonna really struggle finding scientific studies that are backing up specifically using essential oils. They study compounds that are found in essential oils, but not usually the essential oils themselves. And without having something that's measurable, it's really easy to dismiss, especially if you're very scientifically minded or if you're a skeptic like me. So let's keep going. The truth is, essential oils are made from plants. They are not magic. They are just a potential tool in your wellness kit. They're made by plants, which were created by God. And plants and animals, humans, they communicate the same. They talk the same language. So when you are using lavender, your body recognizes it as lavender. It doesn't have to identify what it is or alert the immune system that an invader is here. It knows what to do with it and it puts it to use. So that's one good thing about using essential oils. They just kind of slide in and they can become part of your regimen, part of your routine, and they don't really stress out your body because they can help assist your body and it knows what it is. These essential oils have natural compounds. Again, I will just keep it at that. If you want to go into like the chemistry and the constituents and all that, maybe I'll do a video on that in the future, but for now, we're just keeping it basic on the science end. These natural compounds can support your body, mind, soul, and even your home when you're using them appropriately. There's so many beneficial oils, but I had to limit myself because I'm really trying to keep this video short. So the first one I want to talk about is lavender, and I love using lavender. I have a home of 3 girls and there are lots of feelings all the time. So lavender is known for its calming sensation. It helps to promote relaxation. It is great to throw in with some Epsom salts during the bath. It's awesome for sleep quality. It just naturally calms. It's great if you have children or if you just feel like your emotions are kind of and you just want to calm it down a little bit. Lavender is great for that. So lavender is known for calming. The next one that I grabbed is tea tree. This one is also a great one to have if you have children because it's known for its antimicrobial properties. So it's really earthy. If you're not into the floral smells, you might like this one. It's designed to support cleanliness and health. So this one I use for all kinds of things. Sometimes I use it in a spray if my girls have stinky shoes, or if I am making some cleaning stuff, sometimes I'll throw this in here. So it's a great one to have around the house. Lots and lots of uses. Again, trying to keep this short, so I'm gonna leave it there. Peppermint is known to help with focus. This is a great one. I homeschool. This is a great one to diffuse while we are homeschooling, or if you have something you're studying for, like a test, you could diffuse it. A lot of people chew peppermint gum or suck on a peppermint while they're taking the test. It's the same kind of thing there. It can even help support relief from headaches when you use it topically, but it's definitely good for focusing. It also cools you down in the summertime. So peppermint is a big staple. So if we're talking big picture, essential oils are not just a hype. It's not something that people are saying or promoting just to make money. They do have beneficial properties, beneficial effects. However, it's all in how you use it, just like anything else. You have to apply a certain level of common sense, and you have to appreciate them as part of God's creation. So they're considered a tool for helping you steward your body and your home well. There are very many ways to use essential oils. So I'm just going to go into a few of them. Again, trying to keep this simplistic for you because I could talk for hours about the ways we use oils and how they've benefited us over the decade that we have been using them. So let's just talk about a few practical ways. All right. Practical ways to use. I did mention this before, but there are a few that are really good for mood support. So I mentioned lavender. Lavender helps to calm. A lot of citrus oils are great for boosting your mood. Sometimes if I'm feeling kind of in a funk when I wake up in the morning, I will smell some lemon oil or even put some lemon juice in my water. You can ingest certain kinds of oils. We won't get into that in this video. That can be kind of a touchy subject too. If you want to get the benefits of the lemon, you can always juice your own lemon and put that in some warm water. That's really good for your liver. But back to moods. Lavender, peppermint can boost your mood. All the citrus oils. I also love tree oils for mood, because if you think about the tree, the roots of the tree are holding it firmly in the ground, and it is the same with tree oils for your emotions. It just helps keep you grounded and just kind of take that edge off. We have a lot of feels in this house, so I am constantly using my tree oils and my citrus oils in the diffuser so that it can just help to calm down the big feelings that we have on the daily here in this house. You can also diffuse those bedtime. So lavender is great. Cedarwood is another great one to use for sleeping. And if you're diffusing it, it's just lasting a lot longer to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. It's just a very simple way to pop some oils in the diffuser and turn it on and have that calming effect and bringing that peace into your household. Another way you can use oils is with cleaning. I mentioned with the tea tree that I like to put this one in with some of my cleaning things. You can even add lemon to your cleaning to give it that fresh smell. It's just an easy toxin-free way to add to your cleaning, and it's not going to harm anything. Of course, you want to spot test if you are doing it for the first time on any surface. Just spot test on an inconspicuous spot in case it makes a mark of some kind or has a reaction with the material. I have been using oils for over a decade, and I don't think I've ever had a reaction for a surface. And I've used them on pretty much everything. I don't recommend using it on raw, untreated wood because it would just soak it in. But we use them all over our house on all the surfaces, all the finished surfaces. So I can say confidently that I've never had an issue, but you always want to spot check things when you're using for the first time. So it's just a great way to add to what you're already doing, and it's super easy, and it just helps to add to what you're already doing. And then I like to use the natural things as much as possible because I feel like it's just an untapped resource that God gave us, and we're just not using it very well sometimes. So if you can add in some things from nature, usually is a benefit. Another way you can use them is with self-care. So you can add a few drops to a carrier oil, so like coconut oil or olive oil, almond oil. There's like a bazillion different oils. They're just a fattier oil, so they help to slow down the absorption rate of the essential oil and make it last longer. You can add that directly to your hand, add some essential oil, and then you can give yourself a face massage, a neck massage, a back massage. Very nice. Foot massage, anything that you like. I would recommend lavender for that, or peppermint if you're having some pain. You can do frankincense. There's lots and lots of skin oils. Geranium is really nice if you're a woman for your face. So there's lots of opportunities to add essential oils into what you may already be doing. If you're washing your face, it's very easy to just add that in at night, and then it just kind of helps set the tone for your face and your body and your mood. And then these little tiny intentional moments really start to stack up over time. So let's recap. I'm not promising any miracles. These are not little magical drops that are going to erase all of your poor decisions. They are just a practical, realistic thing that you can do to add in to what you're already doing, and they're God-given plants that you can be using. Okay, wrapping this up because I was really trying to keep this video short, and that's hard for me when I'm talking about oils. So are essential oils woo-woo? No. Only if you expect them to be magical drops of goodness that fix completely everything without you doing anything. You're gonna have to lift some fingers. So you still have to make good, healthy lifestyle choices. You cannot replace your diet, your lack of movement, your poor sleep habits with essential oils and think that they're just going to magically fill in all the gaps for you. You still have to do all the things, right? You have to be moving your body. You have to be sleeping well. You have to be eating real food. General rule of thumb is to shop on the perimeter of the grocery store and to not eat it if it comes out of a box. You want it to expire with the exception of vinegar because that's like hardly anything can grow in vinegar. But beans and rice and things are on the inside of the aisles. Those are pretty safe. But all of the box stuff, like the cereal and the mixes and the made-for-you already dinners, those are a no-go because they have lots of preservatives in there. So you want to make sure that you are doing all the right things and then just adding the essential oils in. They're not little magical drops that are going to fix all of your other poor choices. So if you're looking at a quick fix, oils are not for you. If you are looking to boost what you're already doing, you might want to check out oils. They are tools and they are part of God's design for us. He created the plants. We're just using the plants. You can use them to help calm down, to make your home more healthy, make your house smell good without all of the nasty endocrine disruptors that might be in your candles or your little plug-in things on the wall. So they're just an additional swap that you can make to make your home better, make your family healthier, make your mood improved. So if this video gave you some value, I am so happy. I love to educate others. I will drop some links in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe if you got value out of this video, and check out the links if you're interested. And next time someone says something snarky about essential oils, you're going to know better. You're going to be thinking about all of these things that I've shared and seeing the oils to be used in the way that God designed the plants for us to use. So I hope that gave you some value, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments.